Hello class, and welcome to Chapter 1, Lesson 8, where we're going to learn how to make direct selections. So we need to open a new file, and we're going to go to File, Open, and then we're going to go to our Handout folder, go to Business Handouts down at the bottom, and go to Shonifer, Computer Graphics, Illustrator, and then we're going to go to Chapter 1 and open our file 1-4. So after this, we will be able to do our project builders. So let's start with our direct selection. So what we want to do first is we're going to go to our view, and we're going to select Fit All in Windows so that we can see our image an easy way where we can see everything. So what I want you to do is go to your Select tool, and you are going to select the green polygon. Then you're going to do what's called converting a shape into a guide. So we're going to go to View, and then we're going to go down to our guides, and there's an option called Make Guides, or Control 5. And you'll notice that that polygon disappears everything but the outline, which is now just a basic guide. So we're going to select our purple starburst and do the same thing. Go to View, Guides, and Make Guide. And that should disappear as well. So what I want you guys to do is go to your Direct Selection tool, and we're going to select the anchors of our red square so that we can distort the image to match our guides. So come to our anchors, we're going to click, and then we're going to drag it to match the point of our guide. Come to our anchor, click, and drag. Anchor, click and drag, and last point, anchor, click and drag. So now we have used that guide to make a new shape out of our current shape. So now we're going to do a similar function, but we're going to do a function where we add anchor points, because as you'll notice, our star only has 5 points, but our guide has 10 points. So we're going to take our direct selection tool, and we're going to select the center of our star. You'll note that the anchor points are used to define the shape of our star. So we are going to go to Object, and then Path, and we are going to add anchor points. So you'll notice that there are now more anchor points around our guided star. So what we can do now is let's click outside of our star and click on the very edge of our star. So now only our anchor points will show up. So we can now redistort our image to match our guide using these anchor points. So dragging and dropping where necessary, click and drag, like so. At the end of this, what we will have is a new star that is going to have 10 points instead of the original 5, using those anchors to distort the outline or the shape of our initial star. So your final product should look something like this. So now we're going to go on to how to use the Draw Behind mode and also our Arrange. So what we want to do is we want to go to our Selection tool, and we're going to select our red rectangle. We're going to come under Objects, and then we're going to select Arrange, and we are going to select the Send Back option. When we select Send Back or Forward, we're saying send to the very back or send to the very front. When we do Bring Forward or Send Backwards, we are only moving it 1 step forward or 1 step back. So we want to send our red rectangle all the way to the back. So we're going to send backwards. And now you'll see that everything else is in front of our rectangle. So next we want to select our yellow line or our yellow path. And what we're going to do with that one is go to Object, Arrange, and we're going to select Send Backwards. So that's only sending it back one step, which would send it behind our purple. So then we're going to click on our blue oval, and we're going to go to Object, Arrange, and we are going to select Bring Forward. So that should cover up our yellow path now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about that drawing behind mode or drawing forward or drawing normal. Those tools are going to be found here. If you have your tool path minimized to look like this, you're going to have to click those double arrows to where you can see those three tools at the end. We're going to select our purple rectangle with our selection tool, and then come down here and look at our options. We're going to select the draw behind option, but there's a draw inside, a draw behind, and a draw normal. But we're going to select the draw behind option, and then go find our ellipse tool, which is a hidden tool with the polygon tool that we recently selected. Select your ellipse tool, and then try and draw a circle in the middle of our oval. Now what we want to do now is go to our eyedropper tool, and select the red color from our rectangle, and you'll see now that that purple bar will be over that ellipse that we just drew. Then let's click on our Draw Normal button and move on to our next step. So we're going to talk about how to create a simple special effect utilizing our direct selection tools. So to start with, we're going to try and make these squares, this image and this image, look the same. So how they're overlapping. So how that orange comes over top and that blue comes over top. So let's start with our selection tool. We're going to select our path, move our square in, and select our blue square and move it over so that it looks similar to what we have in our image above, but you'll notice that the orange is not over the blue. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our direct selection tool, and we're going to carefully select that top path, and we are going to do Edit and Copy or Control C. Then we are going to do is use our direct selection tool and select the top path of our blue square, and go to Edit, and we're going to select Paste in Front. And now you'll see that it looks like those two objects are interlocking. So what I want you to do is go to File, Save As, and we're going to save this file as last name, comma, first name, and then space, dash, space, direct selection. And then you'll save that on your H drive, and you will also turn this in to the hand-in folder under Business Hand-ins, Computer Graphic, or Schonifer, Computer Graphics, and then the direct selection file, and then your appropriate hour. Now that this project is complete, we can accomplish our project builders, which is going to be on page 1-84 and page 1-85. Those will be due before the end of next class.